Holy crap. This thing's got more cargo capacity than a fifth wheel. Hey everybody, Josh the RV Nerd here at Bish's RV, and as you just saw, I got my mind blown by this thing. This is an Alta 2350KRK. This was last year, the very first Alta model that I ever had a chance to put my hands on. I liked it then, and from what I'm seeing, I like it even more now. This is an amazing couples camper. It puts a different twist on a common rear kitchen layout that like everybody and their brother makes. It's definitely kind of in the vein of like a 246 Freedom Express, a 23 LDE Grand Design Imagine, but they did this one a little bit differently. They put a big sofa right on the door side of the RV under a big picture window, but not in a slide out, which means it's perfectly functional for travel stops. Straight across from it, great entertainment center. You can do theater, you can do hide-a-bed. There's a cool little hideaway floating table that's included with this under an awesome underbed storage system. It has a mini drop frame up front that gives it big outside storage access, compartment storage space. I couldn't decide what I wanted to say, so I said, bleh. Anyway, as well as an outside water docking station. It's got a great hot-cold camp rating on these. They're now running Goodyear Endurance radials. They're now running a better factory solar package. They have really cranked it up, and this might be the only time you ever hear me say this. I don't know that I care for the door in the bedroom. Normally, I'm always like, why didn't they give me a door in the bedroom for travel access? Like, I'm one of those people. This one, they did so many things so well. You're going to see why I say this. I don't think they need it, and I would almost rather have another window there. But I'm going to show you some good points and some points of consideration like that as we go, and I'm going to need some of your feedback as we do it. So let me know what you like. Let me know what you would change given the opportunity, and grade them. A+, A-, B+, whatever you want to call it. Let's kind of see, how they're scoring on the report card here. So to give you a frame of reference, I'm basically like standing in the bathroom doorway looking backward here. I figure this is a rear kitchen, even as indicated by the model number. A lot of manufacturers I've noticed have been calling things ML a lot lately, middle living, because sometimes rear kitchens don't always sell the best. So they've, made the same thing, but they've called it something different. Weirdly, it's been successful. So what's in a name? I don't know. You tell me. What I'm getting at here, though, is this is a fantastic kitchen. When you're in this size of RV, very often what you get is this crappy little corner kitchen with like little to no prep space, frankly. And even if the stove and the sink are in play on this one, it's still got great prep space. Plus, I love that lower accent light right there. That's on the same switch as the accent light right over here above the slide out. So where that is really cool is, let's say you've been, outside all night, you've been sitting by the fire, maybe you tied one on, I don't know. You can basically stumble in here even in the middle of the night, even if you are compromised or, celebrating, as it were, enjoying the libations and revelry, and you can see what you're doing. Or if somebody is sleeping on this hide-a-bed over here, they can see what they're doing too. But what I love about this one is where it puts the windows in the living. So, rear kitchen window, nice. Window in the entry door, nice. Big window overlooking the campsite of the RV, complete with blackout night roller shade. Now that is very nice right there. I'm trying to remember. I see so many RVs. It gets a little murky sometimes. I think there might be a different decor option available. I could be wrong. It might just be light sofas all the way through. But we're looking at a hide-a-bed today, and we're going to see that thing opened up in just a minute here. It is my personal favorite hide-a-bed out there. It is the simplest, easiest, fastest hide-a-bed I've ever personally seen. And with over 6,000 videos on this channel, I've seen a couple hide-a-beds, certainly, in my day. Big 12-volt fridge over there. There is a gas-electric swaption, so if you are wanting to, use the propane side for a little bit of off-grid camping, you have that right there. This is a power televator model. I'm going to come over here and sit at the sofa for just a second. And what's kind of neat about this is they give you the choice. Maybe you just want to sit here and read a book with a nice fresh air breeze rolling through. Maybe you don't want to watch the boob tube. Maybe you just want to sit here with that little electric fireplace going to keep you warm. By the way, you can use that in a completely heatless mode as well. Or maybe you want to catch up. I tell you what series are you watching currently? Right now, the wife and I are making our way. We're about halfway through The Man in the High Castle. Thank you, by the way, for regular viewer Mr. Gary Brownrigg for recommending that. It's been, I have a feeling, I'm halfway through season 2 right now, so no spoilers, but I have a feeling it's about to get a little more interesting and potentially a little bit twisted. But those are the kind of interesting little shows that I personally enjoy. Apparently, this has an easy-to-reach sparker for the stovetop because I just bumped into it and it started sparking behind me, which kind of startled me. Now, more to the point, let's take a look at the hide-a-bed on this one. So like I said, it is as easy to set up as possible. 2 cushions come off the back, and then literally one hand, because it's got like some kind of spring assist, open, closed, like it's nothing. I love that hide-a-bed right there. Now, it comes with a floating table, so, you know, and the table stores under the bed, so you don't have to, like, try to find some weird place in your pass-through to keep it or anything like that. The cabinetry in this, you can see there's tons of storage in this kitchen as well. Not only is there a good prep area, but good storage. The one thing I think this kitchen could do better, you may have noticed where there's a set of USB plugs, kind of near the countertop level. There are not any household plugs down near the countertop level on this one. They are under the overhead cabinet, the cabinet that basically the cabinet doors didn't fall on my head because they actually put the struts on, and you saw my surprised face on that. That is where the power outlets are in the kitchen on this one. So you're going to need some fairly long appliance cables, especially considering the fact this has a taller ceiling. These are, what are they? I think 6'9" interior height. That is an exceptionally uncommon quality in this glass. Freedom Express, one of the only other ones I've seen that. Giving us a little bit more headroom, a little bit more clearance in here. Not to mention taller ceiling means taller slides, means taller cabinets. And notice how even next to that sofa, they just put in all the storage they possibly could in here. You know where else that height is really nice though? The shower. How is that for a bathroom segue? Not bad, huh? Over beside this, we have some open face cabinet storage here for your, you know, towels and whatnot. Notice too, that's a nice rectangular shower. So you've got plenty of elbow room in there. And if I back up just a bit, one of the things I think they did nicely is, like, you know, when you're just standing in here, you're not like staring at the toilet, you know? And that's not going to be a deal breaker for me, but I do acknowledge where some people say I kind of like not staring at the toilet all day, you know? I get that. Porcelain foot flush stool, great space around that thing. Then over here, they do bump the kitchen, or bathroom rather, countertop out a little bit, but that creates that big, like, adult-sized sink right there, that very Forest River traditional big giant sink. And the medicine cabinet is angled on a bias, so you can actually stand in front of the thing to, like, brush your teeth, shave your shins, whatever the case may be. I don't know your life, Uncle Gary. Besides, we're going to talk about this door in just a minute. We are going to talk about that door. But first of all, I want to look down, because what we're seeing is so big, I can't get the whole darn thing in the camera frame in one shot. I have to kind of pivot like this. A big king bed standard in these. Now, here's what's cool. They have built this so that if there's a king bed in it from the factory, it's very easy to swap into a queen. And really, like, not a whole lot of modifying needs done. You just kind of shave the bed base platform a little bit and bingo, bango, bongo, there you go. But you can get this from the factory with a queen bed. And one of the cool things they did here is they made these double drawer side stands modular. So if you get this from the factory with a queen bed, those will actually be slightly larger. And you may notice how the overhead hanging cabinet actually hangs over those a little bit. If you get the queen bed, that won't necessarily be the case. I do love how they have household and USB outlets on both sides. Just to throw one little word of caution to you there is kind of a little bit of a sharp point right there. You might want to put like a little bit of that copper pipe tubing type stuff on it. Since the bedroom has a sliding privacy door, they had to put the TV hookup over there on the wall, but at least it is present and accounted for. One of the other things that I think is really nice is they give us some good full storage overhead here in the bedroom area. And again, double drawers on both sides of the bed. They are one of the only manufacturers I've seen that gives us a king bed and a north-south walk-around with double dresser drawers on both sides of the bed. But I think they can do that because of their extra height. Because they're a little bit bigger, they can still raise the hanging wardrobe tower above that. Plus, very similar to like what Coachman's done in a lot of their brands, you've got that awesome easy lift underbed storage, which as you see is the perfect place to keep that little kind of floating picnic, or well, yeah, I mean, you could use it outside like a picnic table. But then we got this wall over here. Now, there's a lot of models that have a second door directly into the bedroom like this one, and normally I'm fine with them being there. Because if I don't want somebody to come in that door, I can always just deadbolt it. However, a lot of times they're there due to travel access. They give people a way to access like a bedroom and or bathroom in transit. But when we close the slide out on this one of the cool things about it is the bathroom door is wide enough. You don't even really got to turn sideways to get through this thing. You can very easily navigate the RV from front to back. So I guess my question for you, like, it's obvious this one has absolutely fantastic traveling access. And due to the fact that the sofa that I'm currently, like, leaning over is not in a slide, you can even use the sofa in transit. The RV, short of the stove and microwave, I suppose, remains otherwise fully accessible and functional, not just accessible. Travel function is a hard thing sometimes. But again, you don't necessarily need 2 entry doors on this one. So let me ask you folks, would you, do you like the door right here, or would you actually just prefer like a big window or something like that? Leave me a comment and let me know. I want to get that back to the factory. So if you recall when this video first began, I about blew my own mind looking at the cargo rating sticker on this one. This RV has about 3,500 pounds of available cargo capacity. That's insane! That's the kind of cargo capacities I see. Well, frankly, that's bigger than what I see on a lot of like big luxury full-time and RV and fifth wheels. I've seen less than that on a fifth wheel toy hauler, which is hilarious considering those things are designed, in theory, to carry big, heavy stuff in them. That's nuts. If you look at the dry weight of this, you're going to go, oh yeah, half-ton towable all day long. But if you factor in that cargo capacity, assuming full load, which legally you really need to assume a full load because you are responsible for being able to carry the GVW, the empty weight plus the max cargo weight, that is going to actually disqualify and limit some vehicles. And that's a bummer kind of thing to find out. But the thing is, I think that there's another part of that story. If you look at the history of this brand, they are a multi-year consecutive DSI gold level award winner, meaning through like the COVID phase, this brand has been rated to be some of the like best, most consistently built stuff out there. I think, oops, sorry about that. I got so excited about this thing, I wasn't paying attention to my battery, and I drained the battery. What I was getting at is, once again, this has received basically the highest of, regular quality and consistency awards that are really effectively available to a brand the last several seasons consecutively. I like that kind of peace of mind, because whether it's this camper, or frankly any of them, even an entry-level stick and tin, I might sometimes refer to it as more budget-friendly, but it's all relative. It's not the least expensive purchase you could make in your lifetime. Let's be real about that. You know, you work really hard for that money, so hard for it, honey. And being willing to part your, with that money requires a lot of confidence. And this is a brand that gives me a lot of that good feeling. Now, pardon the giant snow shelf built up off of this thing right here. It's kind of hanging off of that max width power awning. I like how it clears both entry doors, but once again, I'm sort of one of the people that's in the camp. I don't know that I care about the bedroom entry door on this one. Down here, new for 23, we're now standard with Goodyear Endurance rail. So once again, just a little bit more peace of mind right there. And you see the fold down steps in the front. Alta does a very cool thing right here where they're finding a way to do maybe +1, +2 more than just about anybody else. They're doing the stable steps back here on your main come and go door, but they still cut out a step well for those traditional fold-out steps like you see in the front. But you notice you don't see steps under the steps. You see a toolbox basically under the steps. That's a neat little thing that MoreRide came out with for people who had the traditional fold-out steps like you see in the front and wanted to put stable steps on existing RVs without wasting that space. Alta is very cool in that, first of all, they go ahead and just include the toolbox for you. But secondly, because that toolbox is there, if you don't like those stable steps, this is one of the only campers on the market today that allows you to revert back to traditional fold-out steps. That is very cool, because depending on where you camp, how you camp, that might be an issue. And I say one of the very few. Frankly, I do this for a living, and I'm not going to tell you I know everything about every RV. I'm not aware of another RV brand that does that. Now, also for 23, you might notice they've gone over here to the tankless hot water system. And what's kind of cool about that is basically, as I like to say it, no more chilly willy cold showers. Now, you may also notice this does include a factory installed ladder. Not just prep for a telescopic ladder like you see over there on the left, but factory standard ladder on the back to get you up to that walkable roof. And they do have a newly improved solar package this year, but with the weather being what it is, first of all, not safe to get up there, and two, with the snow coverage on it, I don't know that you'd be able to see a solar nothing anyway. Sorry. My mind works in interesting ways. I won't try to explain it, but it's a 2350KRK. Well, KRK, spoken phonetically, sounds like crack. And that made me think of, you remember those old, like, tube TVs that in the middle of the night, for no reason in your bedroom, you're just sitting there, and all of a sudden your TV goes, crack! And you're like, ah! Well, that scenario played out in my mind when I thought about the model number just now, which you just lost another 40 seconds of your life listening to me explain how my brain works. So don't waste any more time. Check the links in the video description. I'll leave you a link to that Freedom Express, to the Imagine, to the other things that are kind of like in this sides of the rear kitchen. But remember, this one's a little bit bigger and heavier, but I think it's got a lot to show for it. Let me know what you think about this one. I like the Alta series. There's, I see so many RVs all day, every day. I see all these different things. For one, to actually get me revved up, it's, I don't know, hopefully that maybe indicates to you that there's something here really worth looking at. And when you're ready, we're ready. We don't do hidden fees, we just do everything else. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and don't get scared when your TV goes crack, everyone. Now, my brain, hear the word crack, all I can think of is Bobby! Does anybody even know the reference I just made there? Never mind.